So, and particularly this is more specifically 14% ice as it's known, and they are not going to be using any of the major glitches. So that's why we get 14% of them. So it looks like they're off. This is pretty, I would say low percent is very much similar to what you see in a lot of the any percent. Like in the beginning, a lot of the any percent runs you see in the beginning for the route of Phantoon first. So they're going to do the standard Sarah station and then, collect all of the items. In the first 10 minutes of the game are more or less the same. But what makes this very difficult is because of the restriction of only getting 14% of the items to make it to exclude a lot of the ammo that you're going to be picking up than you'd normally get at 90%. There's ammo and there's a lot of upgrades. Probably the biggest upgrade that these players will miss is high jump. High jump and speed booster. There's another 14% category that is also doable with the speed booster, but they are doing the ice beam category, which is significantly faster for a big reason. When you have to fight the Metroids in Torrien, the ice beam is very, very useful for getting through those rooms. If you have only the speed booster, you have to use power bombs. So it's not it's very RNG heavy in the speed booster category. But in any case, it looks like Enmit is our leader right now, heading out of Sarah Station. Yeah, one of the biggest, well, for me, I would say one of the biggest attractions to this category is the boss fights. The boss fights actually are no gimme. They're way harder, and it requires a lot of memorization of the boss patterns. So similar to sort of like a Buster only Mega Man fight. But we see Enmit using that Moonfall, expanding on his lead. Looks like Scotty also using it. So both BPS and Elminster catching up. So here's the first 1%. You're gonna be grabbing the morph ball, and then this is all mandatory. You have to pick up the missiles and the bombs. Looks like Emmett turned around a little too early. You can save some frames if if you're in your turning animation as you pick up those missiles. Something I like to try to do, but sometimes you get that mistake where you turn too early and you haven't picked up the item yet. You have to go back. Ooh, very nice from Edmund doing the reverse Mother Brain Room pitless. Same with Blue Plaza Park. He's using BPS is using some down grabs in that room. But I feel like Enmit, his early game is probably going to be very strong because I've seen him playing 100% recently, so he's been doing his due diligence. But this is 14%, so we'll see how he fares going from the different categories. Scotty is going to be the first to the bomb Torizo, so long as he doesn't miss any of these missiles. With Enmit right behind him. Alright, so everyone's fighting the bomb Torizo right now. They want to do 5 of the regular shots from your arm cannon and then 7 missiles. So Enmit having a really good fight, as well as Scotty. Oh, and he's being hosted. We got Buzz Lightyear lounging around on that stream. Enmit, a very well-known Toy Story runner. Alright, so all these players are collecting the first of their energy tanks, and since it's low percent, energy is going to be of the utmost importance. That's actually why you see them killing these pirates. They don't want to, take damage going through that section, as you may see in other categories. But they're actually just going to conserve their health because I would say all of these winners, they're going to go fight Phantoon first. You don't have to necessarily. You can actually just go down to Kraid and fight Kraid first, pick up the Ice Beam if you want, and then go fight Phantoon. But that would cost you a lot of time. It's not optimal at all. So you can fight Phantoon first and just deal with the danger of only having one energy tank. So it looks like Scotty is moving very nicely. So far in the lead right now. And another thing that you might want to keep an eye on are drops. So Enmit right there, he just got a missile drop. That's going to be really nice for him because all the players, they have to skip this charge missile, this charge beam missile drop, or missile pack that's right there. It looks like BPS opted to forego the missile drop from the Rio. So it's not a big deal, but having ammo as you go up the red tower is nice. Alright, so Scotty making sure to pick up those super missiles on the way out from the CAG attacks. And up he goes, the red tower. Just trying to get himself positioned so he can shoot the block out at the top. And Mitt's going to do the same. Ooh, unfortunately he wasn't able to hit the block as he made the climb up. Looks like Elminster having a little bit of trouble with it as well. And we see Enmit doing a little bit of farming as well. It's not too bad of an idea. Elminster taking a little bit of taking a damage boost because he has lots of energy. And we see BPS also farming a little bit. Yeah, looks like he wants those missiles. Unfortunately, he falls into the piranha plant there. So he's going to lose some time. Are we going to see any of these players save? Looks like Enmit and Scotty, they're just going to go straight up. Sky's health under 100, that's a little bit concerning, but I'm sure he'll be fine. I have the utmost confidence in our runners today. Same with Elminster, he's just going to go without saving. And you're going to see a lot of power bombs being used there. And we are at the first obstacle of Super Metroid, I should say, just in general. This is the mode. So we're gonna see Scotty. There's a couple of different ways you can go about this. Scotty's gonna do a horizontal bomb jump. He's gonna attempt that. Looks like Enmit. Okay, so Scotty gets past. Enmit is setting up for a continuous wall jump. So he's just gonna use a little bit of the space there from the door frame, and Elminster getting the CWJ, so very nice by him. Again, keep an eye on these guys' health. Okay, there it is. Enmit gets the CWJ. So very nicely done. Keep an eye on the health values for these players, because Phantoon is very deadly. Every hit you take from Phantoon and from the little blue flame projectiles does 40 damage, so it can get hairy very quickly. Alright, gonna watch Scotty here. Scotty gets a fast pattern. He's taking some damage. Unfortunately, he only got 4 missiles there. He might opt to farm a little bit of health. So let's see. He gets a mid pattern right there. Yeah, looks like he's just going to be a little bit safe. I don't blame him. Looks like Elminster not getting the same luck. Ooh, a fast pattern for Enmit, excuse me. Those names are so similar. Alright, looks like Elminster's getting a lot of bad luck. We get a mid pattern for Enmit right there. Nice doppel. Scotty's just being safe, and he finishes Phantoon off with a super missile. Super missiles do double damage, so they do 600. And Scotty is in the lead, undoubtedly. Oh, and Enmit takes a death. He's gonna have to start over. Enmit cleaning up that fight. Again, low percent. This is just like one of the early hurdles of doing low percent, because let me tell you, the fun doesn't stop there. We also see BPS. He's really working on this mode, trying to get this CWJ. And again, that's not an easy trick. So, a lot of the top runners, they can make it look easy, and I assure you it isn't. Much like the rest of this category. Ooh, nice strats there from Scotty. Gonna use 3 missiles on each of the atomics. So as long as you have the ammo, it's nice to use those missiles, because you want to save your supers for later in the run. Looks like Enmit's gonna collect some of these drops here. Getting tagged by the little mosquito guy in the attic, but he's still in good shape. There's BPS. He gets the CWJ. That's going to be a relief for him. But now he has to take on Phantoon. So can be relieved, like getting past the moat. You know, you lose so much time trying to pull off that trick, but then you have to continue the run with a very difficult boss fight. So there are no gimmies in low percent. Okay, so a very important detail as you go through this bowling section that Edmund just went through, you take 60 damage from these spikes. So the players would very much like to have over 180 so that they can afford themselves about 3 hits going through the spikes. But you can do it in 2 jumps, so like you only lose about 120 energy. But Scotty, he's moving right along. He's got the gravity suits, and he's only got 9 energy, so he might opt to farm a little bit. Yeah, it looks like he's going to do just that. He's switching to missiles. He has to be careful on these crabs, because the crabs do... I believe they do more than 30 energy, so yeah, just being safe. I don't blame him. You can try to pseudo-screw those crabs and, you know, mess that up real easily. I've done it before. Okay, Blue's Plasma Park, BPS. I should just call him BPS. I always want to just call him by his full name. But he's taking on Phantoon right now. Looks like he wants some missiles. He's out of missiles. You do not want to use... okay. I'm just going to watch, make sure BPS gets some energy here. Okay, he's got the energy. That's a nice relief for him. You don't want him to just outright use a super on Phantoon, because that enrages him, and he does this long pattern. And BPS, grace under pressure, takes care of Phantoon, so good on him to handle that situation. All right, so with the routes that these players are doing, you're gonna see Scotty and Edmund. They're going to fight Kraid second. Well, at least I would hope. Some players they opt to go straight to Ridley right after Phantoon. It's way riskier, but I don't know if we'll see that. It's so much safer to be fighting Kraid second, because you get the barrier suit and you get an option to collect an energy tank. Oh, it looks like BPS, he's trying to do this little ceiling clip. Yeah, just like that. You just gotta land in those blocks right there and jump straight through. I do it differently from a lot of other players. I do a down grab. Everyone just does a ledge grab using the angle buttons. Alright, so BPS, he has to watch his health. Again, you can make it through bowling with 120 health, but he has less than that, so hopefully he farms a little bit before he does that. So there's the various suit for both Scotty and Edna. And it's probably advisable that they pick up the Kraid tank. But if they're feeling comfortable, they might skip it. It is faster in some ways. Ooh, looks like Edmund ran out of missiles there, coming out of Kraid. So he's got to be creative with how he deals with these pirates. He tried to use a power bomb, but missed the last pirate there, so he opted for a pseudo screw. So Scotty, he does pick up the Kraid energy tank on, and doing a little bit of farming as well. This is a very RG heavy category, and when you try to optimize it. So getting the extra ammo there is nice. Looks like BPS, before he goes into bowling, going to do some extra farming. And Edmit has skipped the Kraid energy tank, so must be feeling confident. I like it. It looks like the race might get real interesting really soon, because both Scotty and Edmit, they're going straight to lower Norfair, and that's when the difficulty ramps up, even though, I mean, difficulty is ramped up everywhere, but it's more so in lower Norfair. Ooh, that ice beam sound. I don't know about you guys, but there's something iconic about how the ice beam sounds in this game. You just only have that beam equipped. Oh, looks like Edmit missed the mock ball, so he's just gonna bomb his way through. Edmit close behind Scotty here, so it'll be really cool to see if these guys can how close these guys can stick together. So you don't have high jump here, so they're just gonna bomb jump. Scotty's gonna bomb jump up to this door, and actually we see Edmit here. He's gonna grab the high jump E-tank. Very interesting. I don't blame him. Lower Norfair is very difficult, so having extra energy tank is always nice. Ooh, nice CWJ from Elminster. And we see Scotty, he's going to take a save. I like it. I like taking a save there. Give yourself as many chances as you can to finish this category. Because really, as far as races go for low percent, this is very much about surviving. Obviously the deaths are costly, but I feel like if you can get through this category with a couple of saves, and that's a win in my book. Okay, so we have Elminster. He's gonna be taking on Phantoon. Scotty's gonna lay that power bomb, and he's gonna try to set up a nice little bounce ball there into the lava dive area. And now he has to do a gravity jump. He's gonna take off gravity, and that's gonna extend his jump further up, because he is underwater, so to speak. He is, well, it's not water, it's lava, so it's under lava. But and very nice there, equipping the gravity suit while going down the elevator, so that saves a little bit of time. Elminster just not getting good luck here against Phantoon. But he finishes the fight off. Yeah, I was really worried about Elm there, under 40 health, so he will be moving on through the run. Alright, there's the lava dive and the gravity jump for Edmit. Making it through. So Scotty right here, he's in the worst room in the game. We're gonna see what he does. He's gonna group these two pirates on the left wall. He's gonna finish him off with some super missiles, and then he has to lay this power bomb. He's gonna deal 400, or no? Looks like he's... that was really close. I was really confused with how he was dealing with that last pirate there, but he, just as well, he wanted to freeze that pirate. You do have to deal a little bit of damage to him to speed up the damage process, and then you use the ice beam to freeze them in midair. So very nice strat from Scotty. Taking a little bit of damage. He needs to be careful with these pirates here. You don't want to hurt yourself too much. Again, they don't have speed boosters, so gotta use these power bombs to break these columns. Oh, and looks like Enmit, he didn't lay that last power bomb far enough, so just gonna have to bomb a little bit. You do not want to use up your power bombs here unless you're gonna go down and grab the Firefly tank and farm some Fireflies maybe. But we see another save from Scotty. And BPS making his way down into Norfair. Elminster doing some farming here. He is collecting that energy again. He wants over 120 to make it through bowling. Okay. Looks like Emmett is really interesting how he's going to deal with this. He has to break these blocks, and that I would suggest using a power bomb, but that's going to kill the pirate. So yeah, he's in a predicament here. Looks like he's going to bomb jump up. Okay. Yeah, there are a couple ways to deal with that room, the worst room in the game. So this bomb jumping is not optimal, but with the circumstances he's under, he's just gonna have to take it. So his health is also is dangerously low, so hopefully he can make it through without taking too much damage. You can't freeze those Namahe heads, unfortunately, so let's see how he opts to get past this last pirate. Looks like he might blow some of his ammo. Okay, so you saw Scotty doing some farming before Ridley. And that's important because you're gonna need all the ammo you can get fighting this boss, because you only have the ice beam. The charge ice beam only does 90. It doesn't even do 100. It does 90 damage. And Ridley has 18,000. Or excuse me, not thousands. I think it's No, I'm correct. 18,000. I always second guess myself with these values, but yeah, if you were to fight Ridley with only the ice beam and the charge shot, it would take 200 charge shots. So it's really nice to have the extra ammo to help speed it up. As we see Enmit, he did go and grab the Firefly E-tank. As long as you don't go above 14%, that would be considered. You're still considered a valid low percent run. So, and taking the save as well. So good call. Yeah, this is really important, like how you maneuver yourself throughout this fight. Oh man, Scotty, unfortunately, Ridley is dealing some serious damage to him. But yeah, you just have to make sure you ball up and roll underneath these pogos. You can definitely take this fight a lot riskier, but and Scotty, unfortunately, Ridley's tail did not agree with Scotty there, so that's going to be Scotty's first death, I believe. But he took that save right before the fight, so should be in good shape. In the meantime, we have BPS, slowly catching up, also in lower Norfair, and Elminster also grabbing that Varia. So we'll see. We'll see who will be the first to take out Ridley here, because it's not an easy fight. Okay, we also see BPS. He is taking out those pirates on the right wall. Yeah, and making sure to lay that power bomb as well. Yeah, sometimes that last pirate gets so far up there, it's hard to keep an eye on him. But he does finally freeze him. Looks like he's just opting to destroy that pirate, and he's gonna bomb jump up. Alright, so Enmet looks like he's gonna be the first into this Ridley fight. We'll see if he can take the lead. But again, not an easy fight here. This is a good call, using up all of your power bombs early on. You can get a double hit on Ridley if you lay these power bombs in the right area. Just like that, you want to see 2 flashes of white right there. But it doesn't look like he got all the double hits, but that's okay. Yeah, we see Scotty going for the ice shield. The ice shield, if you don't get the double hit with the power bombs, the ice shield actually does a little extra, because the ice shield. What I'm referring to as the ice shield is the ice beam power bomb combo, which you use with the charge beam with the power bomb equipped. So that is the equivalent of 4 ice beam shots. So 280 damage for that. But if you get the double hit with the power bomb, power bombs do 200, so you would get 400 for each double hit. Nice little extra damage. 270, I'm sorry. Oh, it looks like I can't do math, so everyone's corrected me in the chat. In any case, I said 4, the equivalent of 4 ice beam charge shots, so work that out. As if, they fight that, you have to do 200 ice beam shot equivalents. It's definitely a very lengthy fight. You see an Enmet taking some damage there, but he's got 3 energy tanks to work with, so it's probably making him feel very comfortable with this fight. You see Scotty, he's already under 200 health, so he's got to be a little extra careful and keep an eye on that. Yeah, probably the most important thing with this fight. Oh man, Scotty missing that wall jump. Every time he misses the wall jump there, when Ridley swoops down, it can be very frustrating because you're almost guaranteed to get hit. Looks like happened again for Scotty, so it might be a little bit of a mind game for him. Just needs to get over that barrier. But as I was saying, the most important thing about this Ridley fight is getting Ridley to turn around in this pogo phase and go to the left, because in that bottom left corner, he can't hit you because of the door that's right there. So you take full advantage of that, stand down there, the bottom left and shoot up at him. But you also have to be careful. You have to be ready for when Red really changes patterns on you when he goes for these swoops. Again, a very lengthy fight. But I want to say Enmit should be getting very close to the halfway point where you can start using some of this ammo at the very least. Oh, unfortunate there for Enmit. One of his supers got deflected by Ridley's tail, so he's gonna have to make that up with charge shots. And Ridley is going much faster now, so he has to be careful. He's under 100 health. He's taking a lot of damage, and there it is. Enmit taking care of Ridley. It was really weird for him there, but he finally got picked up. He's gonna get health bombed here. I'm sure that's a relief for him to see all that energy. So. Okay, so Enmit is the first to finish Ridley, and he's doing a little bit of farming here. He probably just wants some extra health. You do want power bombs. Actually, you only really want one power bomb. So I'm getting a little extra ammo there. It's nice. He's going to be well on his way. Taking the damage boost. That's actually important because if you want to avoid getting hit by some of these bats here, you want to damage boost into this room, the powerhouse room. Yeah, we see BPS. Yeah, he's trying to avoid these fireballs from Ridley, and to be quite honest, it's actually I would say it's taking the damage from the fireballs is not a big deal, as opposed to actually getting hit by Ridley itself. So, but just being cautious. It never hurts to be more overly cautious with this fight. That's the nice thing about the pseudo screw. You can nullify those projectiles that are coming at you. Alright, so it looks like Enmit opting to take that save after Ridley, but he's being harassed by these red Kai hunters. So in the meantime, looks like Scotty also skipping the save, so he's actually taking the lead from Enmit here. As we see, Elminster also working on the Ridley fight, so yeah, even though Elm took that fight, or he took that death early on from Phantoon, looks like he was able to catch up quite a bit. Just Elm's one of those players who's just very knowledgeable about the game, so very strong Super Metroid player in his own right. Oh gosh, Enmit unfortunately taking that death, but he did save, so he should be fine. Yeah, hopefully this time around he can avoid getting harassed by these red Kai hunters. Very nicely done from BPS, so he finishes up Ridley. It's gonna be real interesting to see the players when they get, close to the end. Is that Mother Brain fight? That Mother Brain fight might be the decider of this race. Who might probably most likely decide the winner of this race, I should say. All right, so in any case, Scotty is moving on to Meridia, and there's nothing. See, the most concerning thing right now is his health, because he's under 50 energy right now, and there's a very tricky mid boss fight coming up from Phantoon, so he might try to farm somewhere. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna do exactly that. He's gonna farm that crab for a little extra energy, then do a gravity jump here. Looks like he didn't make it all the way up, but he can do a wall jump if he times it right. Yep. He's gonna do another gravity jump to make it all the way to the door. It's very nicely done in the Mountain Doom area. I always like this about the low percent ice category. You have to go backwards through the rising tide room instead of the frog speedway. So there's a little optimization with the movement here, especially with these random enemies. This guy is in this way, really tagging him. All right, so Elminster finishing off Ridley, and looks like he's gonna pick up the Rizigi tank. Oh wow, I've never seen that. I've never seen anyone use the ice shield on Phantoon like that. So really cool strat there from Scotty. Phantoon has 3,000 health, and Phantoon does not take double damage from supers. So you have to use all 10 of your supers if you have them to finish it off. But Phantoon is now just swirling around since this fight's taking a little while. Yeah, oh man, that's the biggest risk with fighting Phantoon and trying to land some of these shots. Is just Phantoon's hitbox is clearly an anomaly, and it's not very lenient. So missing the super there is always costly. And look at that energy tank. Unfortunately, you can't pick it up. You have to skip it. Alright, so Scotty, as we see Enmit doing those gravity jumps up the Mountain Doom, looks like he's catching up a little bit. But Scotty farming all the ammo again. Just the same as with Ridley. You want to have as much ammo as you can get before you do these boss fights. So Scotty's coming up on Draygon, and Draygon has 6,000 energy. So depending on what sort of RNG he gets, could go quickly or very slowly. All right, we see Elminster making it through the Three Musketeers, taking some damage along the way, but he had plenty to spare, and he's out of Lower Norfair. Okay, Emmett's trying to finish off bot one here. Again, that very unusual hitbox from bot one, but it takes care of it. I want to say a little bit quicker than Scotty did, so might be gaining a little bit of time here. Okay, so here we have Scotty, you know, dealing as much damage as he can, also using the ice shield, and that was really nice because it looks like he got about all 4 of the hits in that round. But standard, you know, standard Draygon fight without speed booster, you want to avoid getting tagged by any of the goo that's coming out of the mouth, and you want to make sure you shoot it because it can drop ammo. So you're trying to farm as much ammo as you can get. Usually you get missiles. He's getting a decent amount of missiles here. Also using as many power bomb combos as he can also. It's a little tricky to get all 4 hits of the power bomb combo in, but when you do, it's really, it deals a good amount of damage. Yeah, it looks like Scotty, after finishing off Draygon here, is gonna opt to grab the drops, which is a good call because you do have to make your way back out of the Coliseum, so a little extra energy always helps. And wow, BPS also working on bot wound. So this really is probably going to come down to who can who does better on the Mother Brain 2 fight. I keep bringing that up because, you know, Mother Brain 2 is very much like the Ridley fight, except you can't go under 300 health. Okay. I was a little confused with what I saw there with Scotty. I was like wondering why he was going down the left hit, but he's just trying to make his way out of Meridia. Okay, again, Emmett, you know, just making sure he doesn't get hit by any of this goo. But very cautious with this Draygon fight, so it's taking him a bit longer. Ooh, we're seeing the crouch jump, the crouch gravity jump from Scotty here. This is a very, very tough gravity jump to pull off. Yeah, it doesn't quite get it there. I'm not sure about the specifics on like how tight it is, but as you can see, it's extremely tight with when you have to press jump as the screen fades up. When you pause. But you pretty much have to jump as late as you can to make it up there from the setup he was doing. And then just a little bomb jump to get to the top door. You can also see their BPS taking trying to speed up the fight a little bit. At the cost of your energy, you can do a pseudo screw on Draygon. So we'll see how much that catches them up with Enmit here. And the fight is taking a little bit longer because Enmit's just being a little extra safe. This is pretty peculiar here for Scotty. He doesn't have a power bomb, so just opting to bomb through those blocks. There are other ways to go about that. You can actually just wall jump and navigate above the bomb blocks. That would also be suitable. So BPS also having a very good Draygon fight, I want to say. I think if he uses these supers on Draygon right here, it should finish her off. Yep. So collecting all of the ammo, and yeah, I was just gonna say might be better to just bomb jump his way out of there with the amount of energy he had. But unfortunately, he missed the bomb jump, and he messes up the gravity jump as well. Didn't get the spin jump with that, so he's gonna have to try again. There it is. Yeah, just as BPS finishes, yeah, exits Draygon, we have Elminster entering the Draygon fight. So he's doing a good job making sure to farm the goo, collect as many drops as he can, also doing the pseudo screw. Okay, so here for Scotty in Torrien, it's important that he has full ammo, or at least 9 supers leaving these Metroid rooms. So he's gonna be doing some farming, grouping up the Metroids, most likely. Okay, so here we see Elm, he's under 100 health, so he's got to be a little bit more careful here. But he finishes off Draygon and gonna attempt to do a bomb jump. Alright, so Sky's in good shape. He's got all the ammo he needs. And the energy is actually negligible when you leave the Metroid rooms, because you want to speed up this cutscene. You don't have high jump, so it actually makes it very difficult to skip the big Metroid if you attempt it. And wow, we're seeing we're seeing Edmund also struggling with the crouch gravity jump there. That's set up. So looks like he's gonna opt to bomb jump. We see BPS surpassing him, and Scotty is going through these rooms using the missiles to clear out some of these doors. So the biggest reason why you're having all of this ammo is important is basically because of the 14% restriction. So they have 2 missile packs, they have 2 super packs, and you see Scotty getting the refills there. And you need, so Mother Brain 1 has 3000 energy. It does not take double damage from supers. Let me repeat that. It does not take double damage from supers, so you have to use 9 supers on Mother Brain, and we see Scotty going for a save. This is a good call. So when you reach Mother Brain 1 in the glass, you're gonna need six shots to break the glass, and you're gonna use missiles for that. Then you use your supers, and you see Scotty has 9 of them right now. So all 9 of those are gonna be important. And then finish the rest of Mother Brain off with the missiles you have remaining. So if he does it optimally, he will have, well, I was gonna say he would have one missile remaining. So there it is. Scotty is moving on to Mother Brain 2. And he has Power Bomb selected. He's gonna open this fight with a Power Bomb combo. So I think he would want to do about 3 of these. Ooh, okay, so he can get one more off. That one particle was going around for him, so he wasn't able to fit in a third Power Bomb combo. So again, just keep an eye on Scotty because he has 372. He cannot go below 300. And you have all these onion rings. Again, taking that damage, that does not bode well for him. But if he can gather himself together, he can still finish this fight. But it's a long way to go. It's definitely a long way to go. And wow, Elminster already had the statues. And we have Enmit take another save. I would say Enmit, he's had a very good run. It's just some of these safe strats here definitely have allowed a lot of the other runners to catch up to him. So, oh, there it is for Scotty. Unfortunately, he dipped below the 300 range. He's gonna have to try again. Yeah, you know, as with all of these, you know, SRL races, it isn't over until it's over. That's Super Metroid is no exception. This category, especially, is no exception. So this is not a category that gets raced very often, due to its severe difficulty, I would say. So this is the last big hurdle for Scotty. He's still in the lead here on the featured speedrunners. So we'll see if he can pull off this win. Just needs to get that second powerbomb combo off. One thing I really like to do with this Mother Brain 2 fight is count how many shots, because once you reach 150 charge shots on Mother Brain 2, she's going to go into the catch-up phase, and everyone knows you don't want to get hit by ketchup. But so far, Scotty, he's doing a good job just making sure not to get hit by any of these onion rings. Some of the timings can be very tricky with how Mother Brain spits the onion rings, especially when she drops the little meatballs out there first. These little bombs that come down at you. You're forced to jump over them. You cannot pseudo-screw those bombs. Nor can you pseudo-screw the onion rings, so your only option is to jump. I like this. I like these strats from Scotty. He's doing a mid-air morph just to delay his air momentum from when he lands, so he doesn't land into the explosion beneath him. So Scotty knows what he's doing. Looks like BPS. He's gotta finish off Mother Brain 1. Make sure his supers don't get sniped. There we go. And right behind him is Elminster. Ooh, that's very unfortunate for Scotty getting tagged by the French fry. The little eye beam that comes out of Mother Brain. A lot of times there's not a whole lot you can do about that, especially when you're trying to avoid these onion rings, these bombs. Sometimes the timings, they're just, it's perfect for hitting you when you don't want it to. So fortunately for Scotty, he has plenty of health, so he can afford taking some of those French fry hits. Alright, you're seeing some variance in strats here. So BPS, who's taking the fight much safer, he's nullifying these bombs with bombs of his own. Ooh. But that can also get very precarious because he has to avoid these onion rings. So doing a good job of dodging it. Scotty is down. Wow, Scotty cannot afford another hit. Unfortunately, he does get hit by the bomb. Looks like he was trying to intentionally take that hit from the bomb, so that would give him iframes, to avoid the catch-up. But the bomb, unfortunately, did too much damage. He's gonna have to try again. So what I tell you, we have all four of our runners here in Torrien. They're all working on Mother Brain 2. So whoever can do this the cleanest, whoever's most confident with their ability, looks like they will be the victor. Who can survive, really? But that's very unfortunate for Scotty. He was more than halfway done with the fight, and then just took too much damage. So, Elminster, he's doing he's definitely doing a different strat here. You see him underneath Mother Brain's chin. And jumping around. This is to keep Mother Brain, in the left position, like all the way to the left. Because obviously, if Mother Brain moves, Hey, congratulations, Stelminster, for finishing. Sorry about that. Had some power failure over on my end, but it looks like Scotty also in the clear, finishing up Mother Brain. But we still have BPS and Edmit working on their fights. It looks like they're really close to each other. It's almost like they're synced, my goodness. Oh no! That was a sneaky hit there from Edmit there, or to Edmit from Mother Brain 2. So I feel bad for him. Again, those onion rings, they're probably the biggest, the one thing that you really need to keep an eye out for in this fight. I mean, the catch up, you know, it's strangely enough, I always feel like the catch up, you'll have an easier time like avoiding the catch up than everything else that comes at you. Even though the catch up is more dangerous, you can afford to take a few onion ring hits, or hits from the bombs. But catch up, you can always have an easy time with it. Hey, how's it going, Alan?
I am slightly annoyed, but it's going okay.
I see. Did you die anywhere, or you did die once? That's right. So was that your only death?
Yeah, that was the only death.
I think so. Yeah, but despite that, able to finish. Is there anything about that run you sort of regret? What can you tell me?
Besides joining, nah. Nah, I'm glad that this category got into the rotation.
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
But
it's cool to see. This is probably, in a manner of speaking, this is probably maybe one of the more exciting categories to race. Just because of just how difficult it is. Like we just saw Scotty. Scotty was in the lead, and the little hurdle at the end allowed you to catch up, overtake him. And same with Edmit, just like in a few spots with Ridley and lower Norfair. So there's definitely a lot of things that require good understanding of how to deal with the obstacles that come your way.
Yeah, so I doubt anyone noticed this, but I got a 0 damage hit on Ridley. Like I was pseudo-screwing, like I was preparing a charge to shoot him, right?
Yeah.
He did a quick swoop, pinned me against the wall with fireballs, and I took a hit out of like pseudo-screw, like because I was trying to wall jump, which takes you out of your pseudo-screw. So I got hit, but I didn't take any damage. I was still at 299.
So it's a little good fortune for you among all the bad fortune.
I have no idea what happened. Like, that shouldn't be possible. That was really weird.
There's some really weird things that happen with the Ridley fight. It's sort of just, unexplainable.
Yeah, I don't know. And then like, I only took, the only damage I took during Ridley was 14 damage from falling the acid. No, I took a bit more than that. I had 285 after the fight though, and I should have gone for Firefleet E-Tank, but I wasn't thinking. I just grabbed Ridley E-Tank.
You just grabbed it, yeah. That's
always
I'm
really bad at Musketeers. I was worried about like I'm really bad at dodging them, so I always am like I'm probably gonna take like 150, maybe 200 damage there.
Right. Yeah, that can be like a real common mistake with trying to optimize lower Norfair is you know, if you're opting to skip the Ridley energy tank, or if you're trying to make that like a game time decision, you know, a lot of times after you get those drops from Ridley, you'll just be full on energy and you're like all set to go, and you don't really realize it.
Yeah, I took very little damage during the fight itself as well, which is surprising because I was playing it kind of risky at times. But like the key hunters in the room by the Ridley save, just 2 of them piled up. They completely screwed me. So I was like really upset because I was down a bunch of energy going to Musketeers, and I was afraid I was gonna die there.
Right. Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do with those red Kai hunters. Excuse me. Near the Ridley save room. It's just sometimes they get real obnoxious.
I didn't save before Mother Brain because I was so frustrated with the run in general that I was just like, if I die, then like I've lost too much time anyways.
That was it. That was it for you. So it was just one and done for you, huh? Wow.
Yeah, I was really fed up. I wasn't gonna continue if I died.
I always like this about the end of low percent ice anyway, where you have to do this climb up the criteria shafts. Like you don't get the speed boost up there, so it's just like it's always testing you up until the end.
Yeah, you don't have to do that in any other category, really. I think.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely, I seem to recall, maybe it was a randomizer scene or something, maybe I was doing RBO, but I kept messing up the short charge, you know, so many times that the acid like had already risen up and it caught my legs, and I didn't have like a gravity suit, so basically like I had to wall jump up there. It's just like you don't get to try again.
Oh yeah, that's that could be bad if you miss that. Like at least wall jumps and acid are floaty, but I mean you're still taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, I want to say like nullifying the bombs here from Mother Brain has its drawbacks. Obviously, you know, it's much safer, but these onion ring shots can get real tricky. Like they can really catch you at the wrong time when you're like about to unmorph, when you're trying to drop your bomb, and you just really need to watch out for it. Yeah, Enmet is so close to finishing. I will say that Enmet he's more well known for doing 100%. So stark contrast to probably any other Mother Brain fights he's used to.
Yeah, it's impressive when someone with not as much experience pulls through that.
All right, so we have BBS with us. Give us your thoughts on that run, BBS.
Well, it was an interesting run for sure, because I got first try Ridley, but at the same time, I really did a bad job on Mother Brain, but I was actually pretty happy with the run in general. It could have gone so much worse.
Right. You definitely. I do recommend going back, watching the VOD if you would like, because you guys, you know, you were a little bit behind. The only real thing that hurt you BPS was the moat.
Oh yeah.
The moat killed you, but everything else, it really showed. You know, like both Elm and BPS showed your experience with the run, because you guys really caught up to Scotty and Enmit here, who, for the most part, was carrying a lot of the lead.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch that. I mean, after Moat, I was like 4 minutes behind. It was crazy. It was not a good Moat, but other than that, I'm actually really happy with that. I'm actually really curious about how my lead went on. Because what you're saying is that I caught up a lot with Scotty and them, and I felt like they did a lot better than I would have.
Right, you know, like
pretty sure Scotty, he bopped me in this category recently, got sub-hours sometime. Not exactly sure when, but he's a lot better than me at this category, and I'm surprised I caught up with him.
definitely, I feel, again, this is not a category you see being raced very often. So, you know, a lot of times the players, they'll be saving, they'll be hoping, you know, for the best on these boss fights, but the boss fights, they're incredibly difficult, and there's some added pressure there for finishing the race. So right now we see Enmit is working on Mother Brain 2. He gets the unfortunate onion rings. My goodness, he was, again, so close to finishing, and just that little curveball there from Mother Brain 2, so unforgiving. Unfortunately, Edmund's gonna have to try again.
Yeah, Mother Brain is just really cruel in this category. Yeah, I was honestly really surprised to see that this category was going to be on the Speed Gaming Weekly. When I saw that, I knew I had to join this race.
Yeah, it was a bit of a curveball there. We got the announcement, I want to say a day ago or 2 days ago, and it was just like, oh my gosh, it's low percent. Like, so a bit of a surprise, and yeah, I'm glad there was a decent turnout.
Yeah, I'm happy about that too. I mean, I was surprised at the number of racers that were in it. I mean, I want to say there were 8 racers in here, or were there 7? I don't know. There were a lot. A lot more than I would have expected, for sure.
So what do you guys think? RBO coming soon? Are we gonna see RBO race?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll see about that. We're gonna have to send our petitions to the guys on the top of the chain.
I'd have to relearn the category. I joined that race.
But again, I do want to thank everyone for joining us for the Super Metroid Weekly. This is the afternoon weekly. Well, it is for me. There is another one that is at 11 p.m. Eastern. Also going to be the same category. Will be low percent ice. So if you guys are around for that, check it out.
Well, thanks for having me, JD. I'm gonna be heading out now. Eat some dinner.
All right, BPS. Yeah. Congrats on finishing, and thanks for joining me. Yeah, we have some interesting timers here from Canadian Owl and Skarsnik. Not sure what to make of that. I think it would be more appropriate if the timer was a black timer. But that's just me. That's just me. I don't think we condone the black timer here. Okay, I'm really confused here by Enmit's missile count, because it says he has 2 missiles, I think, unless he went back for more missiles. But Enmit is going he's steady at the wheel, I should say. Just trying to get past this this first phase of Mother Brain. Okay, thank you for clarifying that for me. Ooh, okay, wow. Yeah, that's a real close call when you you're nullifying these bombs by laying your own bombs, and then when you unmorph, and the thing is, Enmit has the moonwalk on, so he's trying to charge up these shots, and he takes the catch up. That sucks. You can tell me, or I can say that it's unfortunate so many times, but that time that really stings. So, again, he has that moonwalk on, so when he's unmorphing and he's facing to the right, he wants to turn around and shoot to the left, but the moonwalk won't let him because he's charging up the beam. So again, it's just a little nuance with the movement there. Just gotta keep an eye on that. Anyway, still rooting for our remaining players here, Skarsnik and Canadian Owl, as well as Enmit. I'm sure these guys can pull through. Okay, looks like he's gonna go for 3. He's gotta watch out. Yeah. Wow. My goodness, I'm impressed that he didn't even get hit there with that one remaining ice shield particle flying around. Onion rings coming at him. And there, he gets tagged by one of the onion rings. So, yeah, he's just gotta get himself back into the rhythm. Once you start like getting into the rhythm of things, dealing with these bombs, jumping over the onion rings at the right time, you start to get way more comfortable with this fight. But it's no easy task when you're trying to, trying to keep count of like how many shots you're dealing to Mother Brains. I've heard some people, they don't even count. Which is very ballsy if you don't count how many shots you're shooting at Mother Brain 2. But for some players it works, as long as you're able to react to what's coming at you, it's good enough. Ooh, so the mistake there for Emmett was he had got a little too close to the bomb that time, just going straight into it. And you can see sometimes those bombs, they do double damage. So there's a little bit of randomness there with the damage values that you get from Mother Brain 2. As we see Canadian Owl. Oh, that's really interesting. He's going to take the bombs off. That's just, I guess, to ensure that he doesn't do a bomb spread. Or that he can always, keep charging his beam when he's morphed. Miscounting is always always a common thing. I seem to do it more often than not, especially against Ridley. When I fight Ridley, I'm trying to count some of my shots after Ridley goes into the second phase. But for Mother Brain 2, my preferred method is to count up to 50 and then start over. I used to count all the way up to 150, but sometimes I would lose track. So I just count up to 50 3 times. Looks like Edmund just wasn't having it that time. So just gonna give it a quick restart. Yeah, this is the last thing that's holding Edmund back from finishing. So I'm confident he can do it. He's been very close. I think perhaps he just needs a little bit of luck. This is really interesting from Scarsnake. He's going all the way to the energy refill. Or no, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The room looked like the energy refill next to Screw Attack, but it is actually the worst room in the game. So he's bomb jumping up. I completely thought he got himself an energy refill. Well, in any case, he's got a pirate in his way, so like he used some charge shots to deal with this guy. Yeah, you can see how many charge shots you have to deal to the pirate to clear them out. Little funny thing, see there from Edmund, like it's always neat to watch other runners do this category. Ooh, okay, just managed to make it over those onion rings. But a lot of times when you're fighting Mother Brain 2, you're keeping an eye on her mouth, like you're trying to see what's coming next. So a lot of times you try to identify if it's a bomb or if it's an onion ring, and I like it when players jump when they see a bomb come out of Mother Brain 2's map. Ooh, that was a bit of a tricky pattern there. Yeah, you can only imagine, like, this is low percent ice where you have to do 200 shots. Low percent speed booster, you add another 100 shots, you're going up to 300, and let me tell you, the extra 100 shots is incredibly. It's incredibly harrowing. I'm trying to find the right word for it, but it's exhausting to do the fight. And you have an extra 100 to go through. That's the biggest appeal of doing low percent ice over low percent speed. Among other things, having the speed booster without high jump is definitely a big turn off. Okay, so here it is. Admit just needs to keep his cool, make sure he jumps over the catch-up. Okay, that's very. I'm very curious about that. He's opting to take the damage from the bombs, but that also works. You can also nullify the bombs as well. Wow, okay. It's very, very dicey. My goodness. Come on, Anime. You can do it, man. Come on. There's the onion rings. He took some damage. He made a big leap. Then he gets tagged by the catch-up. My goodness. Always so close for Admit on this fight. Yeah, there's definitely, there's a lot of different ways you can deal with the patterns that the Mother Brain throws at you while in the catch-up phase. For the longest time, I had very unusual ways of dealing it with the catch-up myself. So I'm not one to speak. But yeah, once Mother Brain 2 reaches the catch-up phase, it's just 50 shots more. So you can see that Admit was again very close to finishing. Ooh, okay, so interesting. Admit restarting, or starting from his save, and it looks like he's turned off Moonwalk, so we'll see that gives him a little extra help in this Mother Brain fight. We'll see how Enmit makes it through now without the Moonwalk on. I definitely don't remember it's been a while since I played without the Moonwalk, so it's probably would feel very foreign to me. Looks like Canadian Owl is trying to farm up some health here. But, yeah, this is always, like, the biggest annoyance with, trying to farm health from these fire fleas, because you can't see anything, and you have to do a wall jump here. You're trying to wall jump at the tip of this statue's hand. Alright, looks like Canadian Owl was able to find the hand there. And doing the bomb jump over the little Nanahe, so good call. Yeah, I really wonder how much not having this moonwalk is affecting Edmund right now. Seeing, I'm seeing a few things that tells me he's so used to having it on. But in any case, still getting the job done. Ooh, looks like again, it looks like Edmund wasn't expecting that pattern, the onion rings. May have been expecting a bomb, wanted to morph. It's very dire for Edmund right here. He can't take another hit. Oh, and there's the French fry. If it's not one thing, it's another. So. I do like the timers elements here. Canadian owl with the infinity symbol over there. I don't know what's going on with Skarsnik's timer. The third digits over there on the left. Oh, is that right, Punk? That's interesting. Yeah, it looks like Edmund, he's just just making sure not to get sniped there. Okay. Save some of that ammo from the Mother Brain 2 fight. I apologize for the lack of commentary. I'm just really trying not to jinx Edmund here. He's having a good fight right now, so eager anticipation for his success. Yes, I definitely I give Edmund props for continuing. Sadly, my time is up here for commentating, and I just wanted to give a few closing thoughts. Yeah, it takes nerves of steel to finish low percent ice, so I just want to say thank you to everyone watching and to our participants. Again, you can just see how difficult this speedrun is, this category, to those who are uninitiated. So I'm really rooting for Emmett to finish this off, but that'll be it for me today. My name is Just Defend, and thank you all for watching, and again, stay tuned check out the Speed Gaming schedule. And there is another Super Metroid weekly race coming up in about 6 hours from now, a little less than 6 hours. So check that out if you guys have the time. And I will see you next mission.